What's up, y'all? This is Wallis Deboro from the WD Method. I'm a former Benin international soccer player. Played in 2017 against Gabon, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Mario Lemina, so on and so forth. I'm a product of the PSG youth system in France. I came to the United States at 16 years old, joined New York Red Bulls Academy, along with attending boarding school at Blair Academy, one of the most prestigious boarding school in America. Graduated from Blair Academy in 2012, then joined Cleveland State University. Prior to that, I was at San Francisco University, but did play Division One college soccer in the NCAA. As a result of ending my collegiate career, I had the opportunity to go back to Benin and play in the Benin top flight for Buff du Borgou football club for about 5 years until I ruptured my Achilles, and which was my career-ending injury. I've been involved in youth soccer in America for the past 10 years. Trying to develop kids through my organization, Eastern Soccer Academy, and right now through WD Method, inspiring the youth and really trying to hone players into not just great soccer players, but great human being, on and off the field. So in a nutshell, this is me. As someone who has been working in youth soccer in America for the past 10 years, I love the excitement that this game is bringing to this country right now. Seeing full stadium, this is World Cup season, right? Seeing full stadiums, people talking about soccer, seeing families getting behind the game, I think that is amazing. And I genuinely love seeing the growth and the energy around the World Cup. At the same time, I'm also very conscious that most people who watch the World Cup in this country will no longer be watching soccer once the competition is over. And that is the only thing that I dislike. In many football cultures around the world, football is part of everyday life. It is almost like a religion. It is week in and week out. You have domestic leagues, domestic cups, Champions League football, international competitions. The list goes on and on. In the news, there is always a segment that talks about soccer because it is embedded within the culture. Here in the United States, it is different. We have something called seasonal sports, where every season has its sport. The NFL takes over, then it's the NBA, then MLB. MLS soccer is not as lucrative or marketed in America as the other sports, such as NBA basketball, NFL football, MLB baseball. So there's no real interest from sports fans in the country outside of the major soccer fans. Even though I would argue the major soccer fans don't even watch MLS, they would rather watch, European soccer, which makes sense, right? A lot of those World Cup bandwagon fans are really excited about the World Cup because the United States was in it. There's nothing wrong with that. In fact, I think it's great because every new fan is good for the game. I just wish that excitement did not disappear once the World Cup ends. I wish more people would continue following the sports throughout the year. The World Cup only happens every 4 years. Football never stops though, right? It's important to keep that in mind. This also brings me to another point that I've noticed while watching the coverages. I've been following this World Cup on Fox. And as usual, I've been impressed by the analysis of the legends of the game, such as Thierry Henry, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, and Janobi Mikel, just to name a few. They speak from experience, they understand the highest level of the game, and you can hear it in their analysis. On the other hand, I've been disappointed by some other pundits for their lack of homework on teams that are from Africa, in particular, and the lack of objectivity when it comes down to commenting the games, as it should for any reporter. One example that really stood out to me was before the Côte d'Ivoire-Ecuador game. We had London Donovan, who was commenting on the match before, already predicting that Ecuador will win the game easily. With all due respect to London's career, did he watch the AFCON a few months ago? And especially the one before that? Did he really take time to look at the names on that Côte d'Ivoire team? Diomande, Amad Diallo, Singo, Inao. This is a talented squad. Now, Ecuador was brilliant in their qualifying campaign. And much respect to my Ecuadorian brothers. I wish them the best. They're a strong team, but on paper, Cote d'Ivoire was stronger, and they obviously won. That is a team that is very young and lacks experience. Even their manager, Faye, lacks experience. Then came Germany. In my opinion, anybody that really understands football knows Cote d'Ivoire was a better team for large portions of the game. They just weren't clinical enough in front of the goal, and Germany punished them. The same thing happened against Norway. Peter Schmeichel is someone else I also have massive respect for because of his career, but during that match, he could not even hide the fact that he wanted Norway to win the game. Norway was made to look mediocre against Cote d'Ivoire, but again, Norway had more experience and were able to exploit their key moments better than Cote d'Ivoire. Erling Haaland, who did not even want to celebrate his goal, he was in the back pocket of Agbadu and Kosunu, the two Ivory Coast center backs. He was non-existent all game except for that goal. When Norway went 2-up, Schmeichel screamed with happiness. That left zero to the imagination. It is ridiculous. If you're covering the biggest sporting event in the world, you have a responsibility to do your homework. I don't expect perfection, but I do expect preparation. If you're covering a World Cup, every nation deserves the same level of preparation, respect, knowledge, and objectivity. Whether it's Brazil, France, Morocco, Cote d'Ivoire, Ecuador, Japan, or the United States, your responsibility as a broadcaster is to analyze the football, not to cheer for one side. Now, let's talk about the United States. Leading up to the tournament, I had very low expectations regarding the US men's national team. I honestly didn't expect much from them. Having said that, I was impressed with the way they managed to get out of the group stage. Let's also keep in mind that the United States was not really tested in those previous games as the opponents were pretty weak. Going into the Belgium match, I kept telling people to be careful. As confident as we might have been, this Belgian team has world-class players, and we don't. This is reality. The Balogun incident certainly didn't help, and Belgium came to work. They completely humiliated the United States. For me personally, Malik Tillman, was the best player on the field for the United States. Now, football fans will always look for a scapegoat, and it seems like Christian Pulisic has become that player. Even though he's not the only one who deserves criticism, he's the face of this program. With that comes responsibility, and when you don't show up in big moments, criticism is part of the job. I feel sad for the kids in the United States who, once again, don't have a national team they can truly look up to because this program continues to fall short of its objectives, and it's just disappointing. I want to switch gears a little bit and talk about France. As a Frenchman, obviously I picked France to win this World Cup, and I genuinely hope we do. But one thing I want people to understand when it comes down to this team is that despite everyone highlighting the level of talent in this squad, we are not talking enough about how unselfish this team is, especially the front four. This team has shown so much character throughout this tournament so far. Everyone is working hard, everyone is sacrificing, everyone is playing for the team. They are on a mission. Forget the talent for a second, they already know they have it. What stands out to me is that mentality. Is Didier Deschamps' last World Cup. The boys want to win it for him. They are on a mission to destroy anyone who comes their way. All right, this is a little bit different than, a typical episode of the WD method, but, it was fair for me. It was important for me to, hop on the live, especially after taking a little break, after taking a few months break. A lot have been going on in my life, but, delighted to be back and, excited for the remainder of this World Cup. I hope you're having a great summer so far, and you have a good one. Peace.